What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay, and I am back once again. And this time, it is a special episode of Comic Chaser. This is going to be something I'm going to be doing every now and then, and this is going to be called One Shots, which is basically a special episode of Comic Chaser where instead of covering a bunch of different comic books, that I picked up through a pull list, we are basically going to do kind of a big review of a series that I've been checking out, mostly indie stuff. And this time we have something from Image. Just gotta grab it for a second. Here it is. Radiant Black. So we are going to be covering Radiant Black, the story so far. I've got this awesome, nice deluxe hardcover edition, as well as multiple volumes. I have read like 6 volumes in 2 days. We have done quite a bit of reading, and it has been a ride. So I'm here to talk to you guys about my thoughts on Radiant Black, the story so far. This is a series done by Image, and I believe Kyle Higgins' imprint is called Black Market Narrative. This is a story created and written by Kyle Higgins. And you guys might be familiar with Kyle Higgins if you are a DC fan. He's also done some stuff for Marvel, but I know like one of his biggest things was that for a big chunk of the New 52 era, like from the beginning all the way up until I think around the time of like 0 Year-esque, or I think he left a little bit into the Grayson years, but Kyle Higgins wrote Nightwing, and I was a big fan of his Nightwing run. But his probably biggest claim to fame, which is much more relevant to Radiant Black, is Kyle Higgins really made a splash in like bringing back the Power Rangers in comic book form by not rebooting the Power Rangers, but more so like kind of modernizing them and like really building it up, the mythology, leading all the way up to the big phenomenon, which is the Shattered Grid event, which for Rangers fans is super pivotal. Like, that is huge. Lord Draken and all that stuff is iconic. So like Kyle Higgins like made a big impression on the Power Rangers community for sure, and Radiant Black is very tokusatsu inspired. It's got a lot of tokusatsu elements to it, and I absolutely loved it. This is obviously going to contain some spoilers. We're going to talk about some plot and just a lot of stuff that I loved about the series overall. First off, again, I'm a Power Rangers fan, so like this has a lot of the aesthetic and vibe of the tokusatsu transforming heroes. Of course, it's not just limited to Radiant Black. We have other Radiants like Radiant Red and Radiant Pink and Radiant Yellow, which I am definitely going to pick up the miniseries for Radiant Red and Radiant Pink because I really do like Satomi and Eva as characters. So I'm super interested in that. And like I really love Eva, especially because I myself am a content creator and I do also stream on Twitch. So like I really related to Eva a lot. It was actually a really accurate portrayal of a Twitch streamer, like down to the scuff and all. So I really did relate to Eva quite a bit, and I want to see more from her for sure. But that's honestly probably the biggest strength of Radiant Black is the character work. especially with like where I am. For me, the point of my life, I'm in my like early 30s, post grad and stuff like that. You know, in a comfortable position, but like definitely feeling like a lot of your friends are, making big moves. I really relate to Marshall. Like your friends are out there, making big moves, corporate jobs, big boy positions. You know, you're still back home, doing your thing at a regular 9 to 5, but like everybody else is talking about all these just big changes, and you're just kind of here. And man, if that wasn't relatable, I really like Marshall really resonated with me, and as a writer, like Nathan also resonated with me. Like the different like thought bubbles of his creative process, kind of his inner writer's voice, like talking shit to him, and with all this like imposter syndrome that he was going through. I really resonated with that. In fact, I have like a recurring nightmare of just staring at a blinking cursor and a blank Word document. Oh my god. Yeah. Super relatable, man. Like, these characters are really compelling. But, like, the really interesting thing about this series is that it balances these, like, the relatable, compelling characters and kind of the mundane stuff with this big, epic scale sci fi, like, intergalactic battle for domination with the stuff with the Catalyst War. And it is so crazy. Like, the artwork, man. I have to show off the artwork real quick. Give me a second to grab. I want to grab the deluxe edition because it has like bigger pages. I want to show off just. I'm just gonna open up a random page. Look at how beautiful this is. Just the colors and just the different perspectives. I love that the Grolix are in like the radiant alien language. That's such a nice touch. It's very creative. And the fact that we have like a cipher in the back so we can actually like go back and translate the radiant stuff is just so cool. This series and universe is just really creative. I don't want to like just recap everything like cuz this is an experience I think you should have if you're a big comic book fan and you like tokusatsu, Power Rangers type stuff. It's just, it's so engaging and enthralling. You just are really rooting for these characters, and like the growth in kind of figuring out your purpose and just trying to like just push forward and do better within your life. It's really motivational. Radiant Black is such a good series, and it really made me interested in the overall massive verse. It's not like early MCU where there's required reading. Where you have to read Rogue Sun, Inferno Girl Red, uh, Dead Unlucky, and any of that stuff. But when they showed up, I was like, oh, these guys just seem pretty cool. I want to know more about them. So I'm definitely going to go back and check out a lot of the other stuff in the massive verse. If this video does well, if you guys hit that like button, do all the normal YouTube things, I may even come back and do like follow-up one-shots on these series if you guys are interested. But yeah, man, I just really love this. And the way these issues are paced, each volume feels like a season of a TV show. And they've already done like short animations for stuff, like the Cowl versus Radiant Black animation they did, and of course the Story So Far recap, where they actually had Will Friedle and Ryder Strong, both from Boy Meets World, voice Nathan and Marshall respectively. And if you listen to the Pod Meets World uh, podcast that Ryder and Will do, and you know Ryder's personality, Ryder is the perfect fit for Nathan. So I thought that was awesome. And I would love to see Radiant Black as an animated TV show, an animated series. Because I still hold that animation is the best medium for comic book storytelling. So if we really want to get like the bang for our buck for this one, Radiant Black definitely should be an animated series. And if they ever start like a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter to just do this completely independent without a streamer, I'd support that ASAP. Because Radiant Black is amazing. I know I'm being very vague and I'm not like actually telling you guys much about the series, but like I don't want to ruin the experience for you. This is all just kind of unscripted, off the cuff, and just me gushing about this book. But like, just recapping it wouldn't do it justice, man. I really think this is one of the best new independent comics that I have read in a long time. After finishing this ride, it made me a fan. It made me a fan of just this overall universe, and I can't wait to check out more of what they have. And it's so interesting because, like, by the end of volume 6, it feels like a complete story, and like you could just jump off from here. Like, but they're coming back with issue 31, I believe, this coming week. So I'll be there on the ground floor. Of course, that was added directly to my pull list. So we're gonna be covering Radiant Black from its rebuild era onward for sure. So this was just a little teaser of what's to come. I'll do more in-depth reviews on single issues, but I just wanted to kind of just talk about my overall just experience with reading it. And I just wanted to, like, show Kyle Higgins and the team some love. You guys really did a great job of crafting this universe. I cannot wait to see more. Thank you for putting a lot of this stuff on sale, for making the catch up so much easier. This is not an ad, but literally, like this and the other 5 volumes I had to pick up, because technically this is like 2 volumes in one. It only cost me about $100 to catch up on the entire series, and that is pretty cheap, all things considered. And this is a very well put together hardcover too. And the trades they have for Radiant Black are very thick. They're not just your normal kind of 6-issue trades. They feel like a lot more. They got a lot more, like, back material, and a lot of the extra material in here for the hardcover is great. Just the cover gallery, some of the script stuff. It's really awesome. So, like, if you are interested in Radiant Black, I highly recommend it. I cannot sing this book's praises enough. This might be, like, a strong contender for my favorite new series, period. And I cannot wait to, like, get more of this. I have not been this excited for a new indie series since, like, Invincible in 2009. Or I want to say Invincible was like 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. But man, seriously, I have not been this excited for an indie image superhero title since Invincible. And that's high praise, man. Invincible's one of my absolute favorites. Seriously, check this out. It's totally worth it. It gets the Comic Chaser seal of approval. Uh, it's on my pull list, and it definitely should be on yours if you're a Tokusatsu or Power Ranger fan. If you like Kyle Higgins and any of his previous work, Nightwing, Darkhawk, Cowl, Power Rangers, definitely check this out. You will not regret it whatsoever. But if you have read Radiant Black, let me know all your thoughts and feels in the comments down below. Who is your favorite Radiant Black? Do you think they made the right choice by the end of who gets to be the one and only Radiant Black? Who are your favorites among the other Radiants? Let me know all of those down in the comments. And like I said, don't forget to do all the YouTube things. Leave this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. If you want more comic content, I do weekly episodes of Comic Chaser where I talk about all the books on my pull list every week without fail, usually around Thursday, because I usually get into the comic shop on Wednesdays. So definitely check that out, and don't forget to also listen to our weekly podcast, the Channel Tishers podcast, where we talk about various movies and TV shows that have caught our eye. We do a lot of comic book related stuff as well, so definitely give that a listen if you have a chance. But this has been Jay, and this has been the first ever Comic Chasers One Shot, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Until then, I'll catch you later. Peace.